Hello. All right. Thank you. All right, faggot, how you doing? Sorry, I called him a faggot. I miss that word, you know. I grew up saying that word, and it never meant gay. When I was a kid, I didn't know what gay was. No, I hadn't been told that people do that. I had no fucking idea. Faggot didn't mean gay. When I was a kid, you call somebody faggot because they're being a faggot, you know? Someone's just being a faggot. Nee, shut up, faggot. Man, it's supposed to use those for that. Shut up, faggot. Didn't mean, like, I would never call a gay guy a faggot unless he's being a faggot. But not because he's gay, you understand? Like, if I saw two guys blowing each other, and I don't know why I'm watching them do it, but if I just happen to, I don't know, I stumbled upon a couple of fellas blowing one another on their respective penisia. It's a plural for penis that I invented today. Penisia. I would be respectful to them. I would, you know, hello, gentlemen, whatever, you know. But if one of them took the dick out of his mouth and started acting all faggy and saying annoying faggy things, you know, people from Phoenix are Phoenicians or something like that. I'd be like, hey, shut up, faggot. Faggot! Quit being a faggot and suck that dick. That's what I would say to him. I don't know. I would never call somebody a mean name because they're sucking a dick. Because if you can suck a dick, man, that's awesome. I respect you because I can't do it. I can't do it. I mean, I haven't tried and failed. I've put myself there in my mind and I couldn't do it because I'm afraid. That's the only reason. But that's why if you can suck a dick, I think that there's a strength in being able to do that. I believe that. I don't believe that blowing somebody comes easily to anybody. Even if it's something that you generally do, every new dick must take something out of you. There must be something you gotta do to get yourself ready, you know. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna suck you. Okay. Here we go! So, faggot. I don't know. A lot of words that are... They're not bad words. No words are bad. But some people start using them a lot to hurt other people, and then they become bad. They become hard to use. There's words that I love that I can't use because other people use them wrong to hurt other people. Like the word cunt is a beautiful word. To me, there's just beauty in that word. And I mean aesthetically. It's like chocolatey and round on the ends. I just like the cunt. I just like the way it sounds. And I don't use it as an insult. I'm alone in the laundry. I'm like, cunt, cunt. I just like saying it. I would never call a woman a cunt, except for my mom, because she likes it for some weird reason. But it's a very misused word. It's supposed to mean vagina, which I don't think works at all. Because vaginas are so sweet. They're little pretty things with little flower petally lips, and I hear a piccolo in my head every time I see a vagina. Even vagina's too harsh for, they should be called like a like, there should be a butterfly fluttering around every vagina all the time. Just all the time, a little butterfly. And you go to the doctor, he's like, well, the butterfly looks good, so we're in good shape, good color to the butterfly. How do you look at something that pretty and say, that's a cunt? That doesn't fit at all. Maybe if it was a giant vagina and it was attacking a town and throwing buses around and knocking over telephone poles. Then you could say, somebody shoot that cunt with a bazooka. He's gonna step on the candy store. So faggot, cunt. Everybody has different words that offend them, different things that they hear that they get offended by. To me, the thing that offends me the most is every time that I hear the N-word. Not nigger, by the way. I mean the N-word. Literally, whenever a white lady on CNN with nice hair says the N-word, that's just white people getting away with saying nigger. That's all that is. They found a way to say nigger. N-word. It's bullshit, because when you say the N-word, you put the word nigger in the listener's head.
Hey everyone, Rogold here. Welcome back to The Division 2. And today, we need to have a little bit of a chat. As many of you likely know, the latest season for the game Mutiny dropped last week on Tuesday, and with it came what I think has undoubtedly become one of the most controversial additions to the game in recent memory, that being NPC companions. Not only is the player base wholly and completely divided on the implementation of this new feature, but there's a lot of debate on how much, if any, additional resources and investment people want to see put into this idea for it to be potentially improved in the future. There's a lot of layers to this, and by the end of the video, I want to touch on everything from Division 2's future and stuff with the Division 3. Plenty to unravel here. I'll be super curious to get all of your guys' thoughts on this, but let's just jump straight in. If you want to take part in future discussions like this and stay looped in on all things Division 2, then be sure to subscribe. As always, have to give a major shout out and thank you to our channel members. You all help me pay the bills and continue doing what I love on here, which I could not be more appreciative for. With all of that down, however, let's dive in. So, companions. Where to begin? I think to start, I want to address, as I'm sure some will try and challenge me in saying it, yes, there are many people who are on either side of this argument. I've seen some who dislike them state that there is nobody out there who does like them, and I've seen those who do enjoy them state that criticism for them is being overblown or overly exaggerated. Well, as somebody who spends far too much time reading Division posts and threads across social media, believe me, there are viewpoints all across the spectrum here. I'll throw some examples on screen as we go, but I've seen positive responses stating that this is their favorite new addition in a long time. The companions have changed the way that they play, that they are useful in combat. Whereas, I've also seen others state that this is the most dreadful thing to ever come to the Division 2, that it's actively hindering their motivation to play, and that they find the entire implementation lacking. And as I said, I find this pretty noteworthy because most of the time, there's a pretty clear majority and minority on these kinds of things. Or even with retaliations that we got last season, players were pretty unanimous in their feedback. Stuff like the agitation meter gain rate was too slow, the rewards from the mode were lacking, the 30-second timer at the end to collect all loot was too short, and some of that feedback has been addressed, some hasn't. My point is, the release of companions brings us to a very interesting place and puts the dev team in a pretty tough spot, because you can either leave companions as they are now, of course maybe make some of the easier and more obvious improvements over the duration of this season, then let them retire as we move on to next season and let this little experiment stay in the past. Or they could really roll up their sleeves and invest even more time, resources, and effort into making the substantial changes many players are asking for and find a way to make this system return in a more permanent form, which is something that they've directly alluded to that they are considering. The tough part is, no matter which route they choose, some people are going to be unhappy. Those who have experienced them and decided they just don't enjoy that gameplay proposition likely won't be very interested in additional investment in features launched in the future, whereas those who have enjoyed them would likely be quite disappointed well into the future if the decision was made to leave these in the past. One thing that I think is important to bring up is to dispel any assumptions that this is an easy feature to work on or make major changes to. I mean, it's no huge shocker that game development is more complex than you would first think, but specifically for those who I've seen say things like Well, if they could just enable customization for the companion, that would immediately make the whole feature more interesting. Well, Alex, the Division 2's game director, took to Twitter since the season launched to answer questions regarding companions, including this comment about how they originally intended to include some degree of customization before hitting technical roadblocks. Furthermore, I've seen plenty of people say, well, if you just copy-pasted Hunter or Rogue Agent AI into these guys, we'd be set. Well, if it wasn't evident from the previous comments, just about nothing is ever as simple as flicking a switch or just copy-pasting, right? And as he notes here, any changes we make could potentially affect the entire game. The underlying point that I'm getting at is this. I have no doubt that with enough time and R&D, the team could find ways around roadblocks and greatly enhance the companion experience to make it feel much more fleshed out. But do not be fooled in thinking that that will not take a significant amount of resources and time to pull off. And ultimately, this is what game development comes down to. How many resources do you choose to commit to something? What sacrifice is taken from to make that happen? And what sort of time frame are you working with? Essentially, it boils down to, is it worth it for them to spend development time improving and fleshing out this system, or to work on developing other new features and forms of content? That answer is going to be different for each of you watching, and obviously I cannot answer it other than simply giving my opinion. If you're asking me, while I have found some good fun with this form of companion so far that we have, I don't think I'm really the target audience for them. I spend the majority of my time with the game in multiplayer content where these often aren't even enabled, but even when I'm not, I'm usually playing within a group, and while of course companions are usable within a group, I would say they're not as vital or game-changing compared to someone who plays freaking solo, for example, and it has this AI buddy to help them out with combat. So, answering purely for myself, would I prefer the devs to spend their time working on other, potentially more relevant features and content, or the kind of stuff that I tend to play? Yeah, I would. But to be clear, that does not mean that I think the entirety of the player base shares that opinion, and somebody who thinks the complete opposite from me has no less valuable of a viewpoint. So yeah, as far as the community split goes, that's about as much as I can contribute. It's a very interesting crossroads that the devs have found themselves at. Can't wait to hear your guys' thoughts on that down below. But that then takes us to the other points that I want to address here. Why did the devs decide to pursue implementing NPC companions? Now, before I get to what I'm really getting at here, is it possible that it is because of exactly what they've already told us it is? The idea that community requests for a companion system have existed since the Division 1, that they are just enjoying trying out new things, taking some risks, doing their best to freshen up the game 7 years in? Yes, it is more than plausible that that is the case, and I just want to acknowledge that before going any further. However, the more interesting theory, perhaps one that I've seen many of you commenting on and discussing out there, is what if this is a prototype and a very early test for something that they could be exploring adding to the Division 3 as a more core and fundamental feature. If you weren't around back then, you may not know that this is something that the Division franchise has a history of doing. Back when the Division 2 was in development, the Division 1's 1.8 update included some pretty major changes and features that would go on to very closely mirror things that we got in the Division 2, notably how the Westside Piers map expansion and its unique enemy and activity spawning system much more closely resembled the Division 2's open world structure compared to anything else that we had in the Division 1, and how that same update delivered Rogue 2.0, a revamp to the Dark Zones of Rogue system that would go on to pretty much be exactly how rogues and manhunts worked in the Division 2. So this is something that they've done before, and I won't be surprised in the least if by the time the Division 3 releases, we see that they've done it again, whatever the feature or system may be. It's a smart thing to do. In all honesty, use the existing game and player base as pseudo-beta testers, use the opportunity to see if players are even going to like whatever the thing is. If they hate it, then that's an easy way to avoid controversy once the final game is ready to ship. So, could AI companions be something that the team is considering implementing to the Division 3, and they decided to use Division 2 as a platform to get a rough idea of how it would work and gauge feedback? Absolutely, that is a possibility. If they end up going down that route and making them a fully fledged part of the game, however, I think it raises some very interesting questions about balancing. And the same goes for the Division 2 if they decide to reintroduce these down the line. Remember, the devs have already said directly that they're contemplating and exploring how these could be made more permanent, but in that reality, or if these were part of Division 3, I think you again come to a very interesting crossroads. How do you balance the game between a player who would be eager to run with a companion compared to somebody who isn't? Because at the end of the day, even if all the improvements in the world were made to make having a companion more compelling and appealing, a certain percentage of people simply aren't going to want to buy into that gameplay fantasy, and they won't want one. So, what do you do then? Do you force all players to have a companion of some variety? Do you allow people to freely reject them if they so choose? If so, though, is any balancing offered to ensure that those players remain on an equal playing field with somebody who does choose to have one? It's an interesting dilemma, and not an easy problem to solve, I would imagine. I did have one thought regarding this, though, that I wanted to outline here, and before I explain it, I did want to mention that at least the very basic idea for this, I did not come up with myself. I think I've filled in my own details with it over time, but the overall framework for this, I recall somebody having a great video on all the way back in, I think, the Division 1 days. I truly do not remember.
Welcome, Traveler. We had 6 Divine-Craft dungeons in the first region, and they're super important to do for everyone, especially if you're playing Legend difficulty. Every Divine-Craft dungeon will grant you medicinal tails, and they're needed at the Evercare Clinic to upgrade your healing potions, and most importantly, get more of them. In this video, I'm going to show you the location of every single Divine-Craft dungeon, and also go through them, showing you the tricks, how to beat them, and where every single chest is located, because some of them are quite hidden. At the bottom of the first region, here this little landmass, Palace of Annals, we got the Swallowlight dungeon. At the backside of the ginormous Stone Needle, where you get the Talon Strike on top. You have to descend to the bottom of these stairs, and that's where we'll find Set Divine-Craft dungeon. Step number 1, enter and descend with the elevator. Then make your way down the corridor, and this one is going to be a jump over boxes, don't fall into holes, and also don't get impaled by spikes kind of dungeon. Here you get a jump over, double, and then smash down to get through the spike. And we already get chest number 1. As you turn to the left, you're gonna have the next box. Jumping over won't get you there though, because we can't walk through these pipes. However, we can fall into the hole to then go over the boxes behind the spikes and get chest number 2. Open the gates and make your way back over the gap to the big room with the moving platforms. And obviously fall at least 3 or 4 times down as you're trying to navigate this with double jumps properly, because we all suck at it. After a frustrating 20 minutes and finally making it over, you can descend with the platform to get yourself the next chest. Now we get here a button that you can press to open the gates, then turn around and make your way back up with the platform, without obviously falling to your death. Go through the door and turn to the left, with the next part being equally upsetting as the first, I guess. Gonna make yourself over with a bunch of double jumps and dashes. Here is chest number 4, so you can't actually miss chest number 4. Now look at this platform. This platform does have a crack in it, which means it's going to fall down. Before you now jump over the next cracked platforms, make sure that your stamina is completely filled up, and especially don't jump on the first one here. We're gonna begin on the second one.
Yes. Where'd you go?
Okay, what up, ladies and gents? It's your favorite Asian robot.
Right here, and today I'm going to be breaking down the new Divine Craft system Max Divine Summons for development. Alright, when staring at this menu wondering what to do, okay? Consumables that will buff your weapon temporarily, and now they will allow you to deal bonus damage. Okay, where do you find them? If you go to your menu under Bag, alright, and you go to the Gear tab, which is the first tab, not the second, alright, there is Gear and then there is Quick Use. Do you see that up there? Okay, from Quick Use, you will see that you've got Fire Oil, you have Aqua Wax, and you have Toxic Powder. You can choose to equip any one of these into your Divine Craft slot, and you will then, excuse me, be able to use it in combat right down the bottom. Alright, I'm going to remove my cam. It is down the bottom here, alright, where your Yin Yang Ointment, Fishing Rod, or whatever else is. Okay, this is where your Divine Craft sits. Now, this consumable, alright, is something that you've always gathered in the world. Some of you were using it, but for the most part, you didn't really need it. Now, with the new Divine Craft development system, you can actually get bonuses for each of these. Okay, first and foremost, what I'm going to tell you about the Divine Craft system is that it only goes up to level 2 for now. Okay, I'm going to remove my camera for a bit. Okay, level 2 is the max because if you look at the message down the bottom, continue to upgrade when you reach level 8 in solo mode. There will be additional upgrades that you can deal. So for example, if you have the poison buff, execution will deal damage one more time during this effect. Alright, the water one is, it increases interruption resistance during this effect. So each of them will have unique effects as they level up. However, you will not be able to unlock this until your Divine Crafts reach level 3, which is in solo mode level 8, which we can't reach for another 10 days. So, well, 10 days at the time of this video. So, in the meantime, can you still use this? Yes. Level it up to 2, and each of them will have their own effects. I'm going to give you a quick summary right now. A quick summary of all three is as follows. Fire is good for high hit point targets. Water is good for shielded targets, and poison is good for breaking targets. Breaking their chi, specifically. So, how do you know this? Okay, let's go through this step by step. Fire, if you look up here, has bonus hit point damage. When used against flammable targets, it may make them reluctant to fight. So you can use this against targets that, well, are easy to ignite. Alright, so feel free to use this against targets that are afraid of fire. Now, water is, it will deal additional hit point damage, and also has this thing called resilience damage up. That when, and it also hit point damage dealt, as well as your chi. Yeah, you, alright. So when you apply the poison effect, used right as, and they will have to take damage. Excellent. So do keep an eye on that. But for the most part, right now, all you need to focus on is upgrading these. So how do you actually upgrade them? Okay. If you want to actually upgrade them, you're going to need to get fire grease. In the case of the water, it's going to be water wax. And in the case of poison, it's toxic essence. All of this can be obtained, well, by following exactly what they tell you. In the case of toxic essence, all you have to do is gather mushrooms, lethal crystals, and vicious flowers. How do you do that? For those of you that do not know how to gather, open up the map. All right. Do you see the herb icon up here? Click on that. Okay, so you can actually choose to mark any herb that you like. Right now, I've marked every, and if you do so, you will be able to get the, okay, that they have. Do a little bit of this, a lot to do for them because the video unlocks fire, poison, and aqua wax, or, well, fire, poison, and water Divine Crafts are. We've already gone over how I around them free Minecraft. He will give us a little builds, raid guides, progression pushes, and PvP videos. I'm Real Asian Robot. May your Divine Crafts hit hard. May your raid.
I'm working on trapping a promiscuous older man, and I kind of have had him trapped for the past 5 months, but he's already like, we should have a threesome, and I'm like, I'm not your girlfriend, so you're already looking for new. We're 5 months in, and you're already like, we should spice things up. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, the first year, like, I'm the spice.
Right, I'm the
least.
fucking spice.
Yeah.
It's like, but he's like already like, we should like try and do something new. And I'm like, you just like want to cheat on me, but I'm not your girlfriend, so you found a loophole.
How much older is he?
He's 17 years older than me.
Oh my god, Ivy woke. How old are you?
I'm 21.
Oh my god. Not me thinking you're my peer.
Hey Sluggies, I don't know if you know, but we have a producer tier. Halloween is coming up. We're planning a bunch of themed episodes. And what's really cool is if you sign up for the producer tier, you get to dictate what we do, how we dress, what the theme is. You get to send in advice. You get to send in ideas for segments. And we are at the mercy of your suggestions. So go sign up for that. And also thank you to our golden slug, Brandon. I'll tell you a couple things about Brandon. Extremely hot, extremely successful, from Texas.
Brandon.
You don't know him, but he's the homie.
Thank you, Brandon. Go get
Thank you from
some
Jaime
eyes.
Garcia. This podcast is brought to you by Skims.
I have a pair of boxers from Skims.
And how do you love them?
It's like I'm not wearing boxers. It's just free range out there.
I am going to be so much.
Having my ass whooped by life and love.
Wow. Oh, wait, let's introduce Ivy, by the way.
Yeah, let's properly do this.
Today's guest is Ivy Woke.
Hello.
She's
Way too cool to be here.
She is in the hit show on FX, English Teacher. She is literally in the Oscar dominating movie Anora. Wasn't allowed in the Cannes party.
No, it's wasn't clap for that. I went to the party, the premiere.
You had a backbone then.
I did have a backbone then, although that was ratchet and crazy.
Why?
I definitely was just like, well, they wouldn't let me into the premiere of the movie. They eventually did when they realized who I was, that I was in it. But that was like that was nasty. And then some friend was filming me freaking out, and so I kind of got getting a Karen video abroad is like that's harrowing.
I think it was a star turning role.
Thank you.
Moment.
Thank you. And thank you. Because a lot of people don't echo that sentiment. So thank you. Thank you.
So how did you meet this guy that you're
Instagram.
who pursued who?
He was liking the stories. I slid in the DMs.
Okay.
You know, quid pro quo type of
Okay.
shit. Yeah.
We didn't have story liking in my single days. And so I do feel that I could see how that's really like such a simple gesture.
It's kind of, it's
That's
like eye
hot.
contact. It's like eye contact from across the room, except it's not, because it's entirely disembodied and disconnected. And he's just sort of liking, you know, an image of you.
Does it have to be serial liking, or can it be like one here and then one 3 days later? Does it have to be a pattern you recognize and you're like, oh, this person's like really watching?
If I recognize it, if he's watching all the stories and then like, for example, it was the selfies he was liking, or like a particularly funny video he was liking, and I'm like, okay, I know that you're interested in
these items. It took me only about 30 minutes to gather over 1,000 of them. Watch how I farm first, and then I'll explain exactly how to do it. This trick uses a special mechanic. When you challenge a bandit camp, if the player leaves the designated area, all the monsters automatically reset back to their original numbers. We take advantage of this mechanic by using the construction mode in Where Winds Meet to build a device that helps force these monsters to reset more easily. This tall tower you see here is the one I built, and now I'm going to show you how to make your own version of it. First, head to this location. I chose the Oriat Pavilion Camp for building the setup, because this is a very valuable farming spot. The enemies here drop toxic power and large healing potions. Now let's start building. Press F4 on your keyboard, then press B to open the basic structure bag. Make sure you have crafted around 60 wooden walls beforehand. The way I'm doing.
Today, I am renting a girlfriend in Japan. Yes, you're right. This is
in sort of what it is that I'm offering you. But he was like liking the stories when he was on Ambien, like at night. And so he wasn't really aware fully that he was liking the stories because he was sort of in a fugue state. So then when I slid into the DMs, I think he was a little confused because he hadn't remembered like what his other self was doing.
I can really defend him here in that 2 things I've done on Ambien that I also did in a fugue state. First time I ever did
on Ambien.
On Ambien.
Whoa.
Now that I look back at it, I'm like, was it magical or was I just like
on Ambien?
Second thing I did is I was extreme dieting at this time. Took an Ambien, woke up with plates and food all around me.
Yeah. What your heart wants when you're on Ambien, it will get for you. I mean, honestly, it's like when Roseanne was tweeting all that shit and she was like, I was on Ambien. It's like, girl, that's your soul and that's okay. And that's okay. And that's okay, sister, but that is your true self.
Yeah. Ain't is my true self.
Yeah, that's what she wanted. Because I'm famously anxiously attached. Are you? I can't figure you out.
Yeah, I think I would say yes, but it kind of oscillates. Like there's been time. I mean, I'm definitely. Well, above all else, I'm a freeloader, right? So I'm gonna stay in somebody's apartment whether or not I like them, you know? Even if I'm like, this is the first guy that I've like been with for a while where I'm actually like, oh, I actively really like you. Usually it's like a thing in retrospect where I'm kind of so overwhelmed by the feeling that like I'll like be in a man's apartment for 16 hours a day, but I'll just sleep the entire time because in my head I'm like, I'm doing the thing, like I'm being here, I'm being domestic, I'm doing it, but then I'm so overwhelmed by kind of like his affection for me that I'm like, you know, I pass out. And so this is like actually me like making him house me in his apartment for 4 days and the entire time I'm awake, you know? And I'm like, well, let's play a card game, you know, at 3 in the morning. I'm like, 3 in the morning, I'm like, what were you like at summer camp as a kid? Fucked up. And so I say like, it used to be pretty, like, I used to be pretty avoidant, but now I'm kind of like, I like will look at him sometimes and I'll be like, I just wish that I was like your kneecap so I could always be inside of you. And he's like, he looks at me like I just spoke in hieroglyphs. So that's kind of what I'm doing. So I guess that I would say that that's anxious.
But the whole going catatonic to be avoidant, maybe you do swing back and forth. Like that is a really interesting strategy to kind of just be like, I'm domestic, but I am sleeping like 3/4 of the time I'm here.
Which is famously what John Mayer has said that he's looking for in a girl. He literally said that his ideal girlfriend is like someone that's like a house cat. I don't know how he thought he could say that and not be made fun of, but like it's like he wants just a girl who's sleeping on his couch,
but who scratches him on occasion if he like touches her in the wrong way. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I wouldn't John Mayer with somebody else's pussy, but that does sound like an ideal arrangement. I just think he's corny. I just like really, I mean, I know at this point he's like kind of infected comedy in a really interesting way. Similarly to Matty Healy of the 1975, where these are both male musicians who are like, but what if all my friends were alternative comedians? And it's like, you don't need that. You don't need that. You don't need that.
What is Matt Healy's deal?
He's like kind of like an aging hipster who like, I don't know, Taylor Swift. Here's the thing. Here's my theory. It's like Taylor Swift treated the situation shit that they had as like so catastrophic because she's like a corny theater camp alcoholic and he's like, and I say this with like obviously love in my heart because like while I think my best friend and I call Taylor Swift the white devil, like we really don't understand the appeal, but I understand and I sympathize with her ultimately, like, because I do think actually, like, I mean, if you listen to the music, this is a woman who's consistently sad, you know? This is a girl who is just, like, sad and has dark thoughts and probably is, like, a varsity functioning anorexic, but this is my read on Taylor. But you know, she had this thing with Matty Healy where it was like, you know, the girl from fucking theater class gets with the guy who's like smoking cigarettes in the alley, and then it fucked her up, and now Matty is like dating an influencer, and I think she had to like date a football player in order to like make herself feel better. She had to like one up. I mean, I think most famous people, it's like the age at which you got famous is kind of the age that you're stuck forever, and it's like Taylor didn't like have a normal high school experience, and so she's like microdosing high school through her relationships in her adulthood.
True. The jock, like the star jock now.
Dating the dumb CTE'd out jock who like can't fucking recognize Eve from Adam on like a piece of paper. It's like but she loves that. She loves that. And I just watched, like, I mean, I've been, like, going on, I never, like, really listened to the music. I think, like, 1989 came out when I was, like, in middle school. And I remember, like, I listened to it when it came out and I liked it. But, like, Taylor, for me, has been, like, a kind of major cultural blind spot. And kind of recently, because I try to be, like, a student of pop music because, like, it is, like, a cultural product and it does reflect sort of what we're going through as a people. Similarly with reality TV, where it's, like, people pass it off as, like, vapid trash, but actually, like, the reason that it exists is because it's a public service and we all need it in order to see ourselves and our needs reflected back at on the screen and in the music. So I've been trying to, like, do a, like, kind of reflection, like a post facto reflection of, like, the Taylor Swift, like, life and career. And the thing is, like, she is to me just kind of extremely milquetoast and boring. Like, I listen to the music. I understand, like, with her, I think the appeal is, like, the lore is rich because she's been famous for so long and she's been so good at sort of keeping her fans at a distance, but also, like, letting them in on so much. And it's a weird balance that she walks with that. And so that's her appeal. But it's like you actually, like, put your earbuds in and you listen to the music and it's like two songs are exactly, like, sonically the same, lyrically the same. Like, doesn't make any sense to me. She's just not interesting. And also she's, like, not a good enough stage performer to get away with the fame that she has.
I have to agree with that.
She really, I've seen so many clips of her where I watched last year when I was, like, high out of my fucking gourd on ketamine. I watched, like, the Eras Tour movie and I was, like, so perplexed at just, like, what everybody was crying over. I mean, it's the lore that they're crying for. It's really, like, you feel like you're, like, participating with history when you watch her, I guess, in a way, because, like, it has to be that, right? Because, like, the voice is good, but it's not stellar. The performance is boring, and she kind of, like, lacks presence. It's interesting to me.
Who is it for you then? Who's your North Star of, like, pop music?
My North Star for pop music, I mean, I'm really, like, I've been really fascinated with Britney lately. I think Madonna really is, like, the apex for me.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank
you're
God.
a genius.
Madonna is really the apex for me because she was as much a pop star, she was a performance artist, and she synthesized, like, so many kind of weird subcultural things and then made them big and popular while also, like, it didn't, some things I guess maybe probably felt appropriative if you, like, would look into it, but I think actually, like, she was into all that stuff deeply, and she clearly was a girl that was, like, you know, watching Jean-Michel Basquiat, like, shoot up in their loft and being like, you're so crazy, like, you know, it's like, obviously, like, she run game, she been there.
Right,
She walks
right,
the
right.
walk.
Yes,
She really,
exactly.
yes, I agree, yeah.
All the shit that I think Madonna sings about and has used in her performance style and even in, like, the sex book and all these things, it's like, I know this is, like, a nasty hoe. Like, I know one thing about Madonna is I know that this bitch has let two guys fuck her butt at once and she just did it to have a song.
So you
know?
don't think that Taylor has a hidden, like, nasty honess?
Taylor to me is the kind of girl where if you get in a fight with her, she thinks, like, a great move is to, like, throw her phone at you from across the room. Like, that's the vibe I get from Taylor, where she's like, fuck you, and then she, like, throws the phone. And it's like, that's what keeps her interesting to men, is, like, the fact that she kind of is like, well, when's she gonna throw the phone? But otherwise, it's like, I don't know. But she does clearly have some sort of real pull with men that is quite interesting to me, and I wish I could, like, install a security camera
You
into
think
her
she has a
home.
pull with men?
I mean,
She dated Harry Styles.
Yeah, that's
I'm so
Jules'
curious
ultimate.
about that.
Let's look at facts on paper. Like,
She's pulled every
when
single
you're a
guy.
super famous pop star, it's a little easier to have pull with men.
I think quite the opposite.
What?
Yeah, I think, like, really...
Who is Harry Styles gonna date? Like, a fan? Like, they have limited
Right,
options
it's
at that
the
point.
pool is limited, and so I guess, like, I mean, and the thing with Taylor was, like, she dates too many guys. She sings about how she's dating too many guys, and it's like she just happened to be extraordinarily famous. Like, paparazzi was following her, so, like, there was, you know, maybe there's probably relationships she's had that we don't know about, but that was, like, the only place she was, like, afforded any sort of discretion. But it's like everybody was watching her every move since she was 16 years old, and so it's like anybody that she fucks or goes out with or whatever, like, and that's the thing is with her fans, they're so fucking like, people online call it like QAnon for white chicks. It's like literally that's what it is. It's like they're so fucking schizophrenic that anybody that she's seen with, all of a sudden it's like, well, actually these 3 songs on the B-sides of this album were actually about this guy that she went to lunch with in Cape Cod, and it's like they just extrapolate whatever the fuck from any image, any like slight glint at the camera in her eyes that she makes to like a paparazzi, you know, a paparazzo. And it's like they just, her fans take and build lore from whatever she gives them, and she knows that, and that's the relationship with the fans that she has, and that's why she's so interesting. Because I feel like with Britney, that's so compelling is like the meta narrative, where it's like it's not controlled by her. Like Britney is somebody that it's hard to wrestle with sort of when you listen to her music in retrospect. She wasn't writing any of that stuff. She wasn't, you know, creative directing or spearheading her own career, really. Even from before the conservatorship, like, she did not have that much autonomy. She was, like, a machine. Granted, she was, like, a fucking bright, shining star and, like, had this, like, inimitable, ineffable, like, star power that people still are like wrestling with today. Like, she was so enigmatic because you can't tell about Britney, like, what is it that we all love so much about Britney? It's just something in the eyes, something in the body, the way she moves. And a lot of the early Britney music, even pre-conservatorship, is like, you don't understand me, everybody's trying to control me, I need to do what I want, like, overprotected, not yet a girl, not yet a woman. Like, she had all these songs about, like, people stifling her and then trying to control her image and all these things, but that was even before that was happening. It was like the people that were writing the music for her sort of were taking these, like, classic teen girl ideas of, like, my mom is, you know, telling me that I have to keep my door unlocked in my room, and then, you know, ascribing that to Britney, who was the teen idol, these, like, very distinctly teen feelings. But now we look back at those in retrospect and don't see that these writers were, like, just writing about, like, general teen feelings of, like, oppression and suppression. And now we see it as, like, this was, like, her message to the label. And it's like, no. But the meta-narrative with Britney is, that's what's interesting, is, like, you look back at all of it in retrospect and you're, you know, trying to QAnon white woman yourself into thinking that it was all folding in on itself. But the thing about Taylor is, like, she's been in control of her meta narrative and her, you know, direct narrative the entire time, and she does that on purpose. And so I think that's the thing that people like about Taylor. Also, I think it's like, because she's sort of awkward and because she's, like, kind of, I mean, I think she's, like, a beautiful woman, but, like, also she doesn't serve looks. Let's just say that. Like, Taylor's not popping out on a carpet in something where you're like, wow, that's gonna push the needle forward.
And do you think that that's an intentional thing, or she just doesn't have
I think she's, like, corny by spirit, and so she doesn't really have those sort of instincts in her, but that's what makes her, people like her so much, because she's, like, a surrogate for women of the world. It's like, a woman of the world classically is not gonna be wearing some, like, Chapel Roan Charlie XCX shit to, like, a work function, you know?
Sometimes I do think it's an intentional thing she does, where she sits right in the middle of, like, not quite being fashionable, the hair, the fit, and I'm like, I don't know if this is an intentional move or if that's
well, she's perfect for, like, southern white women.
Now I have a question for you, and this is for Jules. Since you're our little genius, what strategy would you employ to hook up with your ultimate boy crush, like, ever? And in this case, it's Harry Styles. From here, where we're at, you're a podcaster, you're on Bad Friends. What can we help you? What can we do to craft a strategy for you to finally get with Harry Styles?
I don't even know. I feel like I don't have the pull at all. I can just offer my pussy and like,
but
just send a picture.
How do we even get there? How do we even have him open the said, you know, photo of pussy?
You have to, like, work with some publicist.
Yes, you have to be in the right room.
Yeah,
you
and
have to employ some, like, shadow strategy.
What shadow strategy?
I mean, just, like,
accidentally being near him and looking good.
Gaming the system sort of to get in the same spaces as him, like, knowing, I mean, but the thing is, like, that requires, I don't know much about Harry Styles, so that requires, like, kind of knowing what his public persona is and, like, where he is spotted. Like, I guess, like, if there are restaurants he frequents in paparazzi photos, or if he's the kind of guy to, like, go to, like, a, you know, Variety magazine party or something, it's like trying to get into those places. Like, you really do have to think about, like, where is he being photographed?
And let me be so clear, it's possible. Look at Hailey Bieber.
Exactly.
Look at Meghan Markle, Miss fake ass story of like, I didn't even know who he was. It's like, bitch, I know people who knew you where you said, I'm gonna marry that man before you ever met him.
And congratulations.
Yeah, like
the thing with Hailey Bieber is I'm like, and congratulations.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
You fucking did it. You did the thing.
No
That really-
shame.
it's possible. It is fully possible.
Yeah.
It's always possible.
I know that he's into running, and that
You're gonna chase him?
so maybe I just have to start like doing marathons
Hey, oh
and
my
then
God,
just
that's
see
like
if
the-
he's there.
That's like the one thing you don't
I
do
hate-
is run.
I hate running.
You know what's sad to me about the comparing Britney and Taylor is like, if you look at them, it's like, it all boils down to the difference between like having rich, educated parents and like
And being a damn hick who
from
had to
Kentwood, Louisiana.
Yeah, being from motherfucking Kentwood.
Yeah.
I mean, Britney is like, they're both women who got famous as children, but the circumstances were different. I feel like Taylor sort of immediately hit her stride. Like everybody when she was like 14 was like, this is the girl. And then before that, you don't really hear from her. But it's like, Britney was a child actress and she was like doing off-Broadway stuff when she was a kid. And she was like, there was just so many like forces in her family trying to make her famous. Ultimately, like, it is really sad that the people that wanted to make her famous were the people that like, I mean, now it's like she gives lobotomized. Like, truly, it's like the Instagram is a joy, but it is like very hard to watch because it's like, I mean, it's the same thing I feel about Amanda Bynes, where it's like something happened to you.
That's been my biggest heartbreak is Amanda Bynes.
Really hard because Amanda was like, I mean, leading a sketch comedy show at 12 years old is like an insurmountable amount of fucking pressure. And to have that comedic timing and that screen presence at that young of an age, like, of course something fucking terrible and mind melting is gonna happen to you because like that's what fucking happens is like your star can't like burn for that long before it just becomes absolutely too much, especially if you are like unsupported, especially if things, I mean, it's a miracle that fucking Lindsay Lohan is like back in the cultural fold.
I can't believe it. I'm
looks
in
as
shock
amazing as she
over it.
does.
Yeah.
It's like, that was a girl who like her fucking dad was in prison for like insider trading and their like domestic violence and like all this shit was happening. Like her home life was fucking bad on top of her being like a fucking international superstar. And it was like all these forces, she had nowhere to go that was like fully safe. And of course she crashed out, and like the fact that, you know, she's back and we've like accepted her now again is amazing. That kind of reappraisal of a woman usually only happens after they have died.
I think it's the good facelift.
I think that really helps because if she still sort of looked like a woman who had been, you know, around the damn block at the Chateau Marmont, like pounding, you know, keys upon lines upon keys for as long as she was, people would not be as welcoming to her. It's the fact that she looks young again, and that's when we remember her being clean and good to us. And so you get that face back and people are like, there she is, you know? And so it still is like kind of buried underneath these like layers of sexism and like all this shit. But I mean, maybe like the ends justify the means, and the fact that even though like, yeah, she had to like, you know, get her face stapled into a fucking ponytail in the back of her neck to have us love her again, maybe it does signal like a sort of paradigm shift of like, okay, we can actually like open our hearts to these women while they're still alive.
There's a roadmap.
Yes, we look back at a female celebrity whom we have like culturally wronged, or who crashed out, or who was like done dirty or whatever, and we only do that after she has passed, and then until then it's like you're still a villain to us. And then once you've died, you're sort of like made into a saint or like a martyr for culture. So I think hopefully like Lindsay, especially since she's like obviously still like coherent and doing well, unlike somebody like Britney or Amanda, who we've come now to be like, oh, those women were like victims of their circumstance and victims of our culture. But these are women who it's like, will Britney ever make another album? Will she ever perform at that caliber again? Will Amanda Bynes ever like be back on screen? They probably don't want to. That's the thing. They want to be seen in some way. Otherwise they would be hermits and they wouldn't be like posting videos of them spinning on Instagram. But it's like they can't perform at the caliber that they once did, nor do they probably want to, because it was so psychically, physically torturous.
Do you have any like celebrity crush like Jules does that you would try to go after?
Yeah, well, there's one guy that since I was in the 3rd grade, I have like really kind of like, and it's kind of it's waning, but now I would actually know exactly how to get this motherfucker to do whatever I wanted and open his bank account to me, and that's one Mr. Louis C.K. And I would know exactly how to get this motherfucker to give me everything in his wallet, all of his assets. He would write a fucking like will with my name in it, like.
He's making you beneficiary on all the accounts.
Like this, there's a person, like a certain kind of like erotically submissive pervert like that I exactly understand how to game. I mean, like
since the 3rd grade.
I didn't know this when I was in 3rd grade, but I wanted to fuck him when I was in 3rd grade for sure. I listened to like Chewed Up on my mom's iPad, and I was like, wait. Hold on a minute. And it's kind of pervaded. I mean, now he like obviously is old, but that is like a kick him when he's down type of thing. You know, his spirit has obviously been weathered by his brush with the #MeToo movement. And so, you know, I know I would be able to kind of get in there and abrade and sort of poke until he did whatever he wanted.
I don't think you'd have to do much.
What would you do? What would your strategy be?
I would just probably like make eye contact with him and be like, I know that you're like a sick motherfucker. You like get your rocks off from doing like sick shit, and you know, have like a sort of impropriety fetish, and so you say nasty things and you do nasty things so that you can like, you know, hurt your own feelings, and then that in turn turns you on, and like I know exactly just like how to hurt you. That's probably what I would do. Like I mean, I used to do like phone sex and like dominatrix like webcam porn and stuff like that, and so it's like I know how to do these things. Like I know these types of motherfuckers. Can you spot
them from a mile away?
Yeah, they have a certain kind of energy, and like, you know, they type in a certain way, they talk in a certain way. I know, and they're always flighty is the thing. Like a submissive man actually is always gonna be the one that's the least consistent with money. Like I just know how they speak, I know how they evade things, I know how they obfuscate, like I get it, and so I can sense it, and I see in Louis something extremely similar where I'm like, you just want to be told that you're fucking ugly and you want to jerk off about it, and it's like I know exactly how to do that, and I understand he's like your guys' industry peer, but technically he's mine too, so I can say this. we be at the same clubs, okay? It's like I'll run into him when I run into him, and y'all will find out.
I feel like you're really close though. There is you know, I feel like you're a little bit further from Harry, but this one is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
right around the
I
corner.
chose somebody in my field. I particularly chose somebody in my field. I mean, is he somebody where it's like, do I really find him attractive that much anymore? Like, no, not really, but he is somebody where I know he would be achievable. It would be extremely attainable for me and Louis. I would exactly know how to do that. I don't know, who's like somebody sexy that I would be unattainable? I don't really know. I guess maybe like in terms of, I feel like in my own personal life, like I have this complex that like all of my interpersonal romantic conquests are so unattainable that maybe like the fantasy for me with a celebrity is like somebody that I could actually get. So it's like the reverse of most people, where it's like the celebrity crush is the person that you never in a million years could fuck, but then in your real life it's like you have a breadth of choice. But for me it's like in my real life I've like struggled so much to actually get laid over the past few years and to date and all these things. So it's like with my celebrity crushes, it's like I only try to think what's actually achievable. I mean, because here's the thing, it's like I'm gonna pop your dick out of my mouth and start talking about pop stars and actresses, you know? It's like kind of like what I do need is like a Gen X gay guy. Like that would kind of be the perfect dream man for me forever, is like if I were to date a guy who's like, honey, Tara Reid, you know? And it's like, then, you know, you're speaking my language.
You guys, I'm a new mom. My kids are all over the place. Sorry, Jaime.
It's okay.
I'm sure you've seen them fluctuate a lot in the last year. My body, my size has fluctuated, but what I love about Skims is that I haven't had to buy any new bra, any new underwear, any new loungewear, because it just adapts to my new shape. Whatever season of your life you're going through, Skims has got you. And what I love about the Skims Fits Everybody collection is I literally wear their bras to sleep. When I tell you I wear these things 24/7, I mean it. They are seamless, they are soft, they are buttery on my body. My favorite ones are the racerback bralettes. And not only are they super comfortable, but they keep the girlies up. And I need these girlies up. I'm still breastfeeding. They are big. They are heavy. They need that support, but I can do that without an underwire. And that, my friends, is a dream come true. Shop my favorite bras and underwear and Jaime's favorite bras and underwear at skims.com. After you place your order, be sure to let them know we sent you, select podcast in the survey, and be sure to select Trash Tuesday in the drop-down menu that follows.
Skims.
You were on Subway Takes.
Can I eat this?
Yeah.
I was like, is this a problem?
So I have like a list of like just takes, and I wanted to know your opinion on
Okay.
that other people have said.
Amazing.
All businesses in New York should be required to have a public restroom.
I agree.
Ban singing Happy Birthday in restaurants.
What's wrong with a little musicality? Or adorning your dinner? What's wrong with being at a few tables over and hearing some notes getting into your steak? I think it's good for the body. I think it impacts the nutrition.
I tend to lean towards kind of grinchy, and even I'm like, there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's fucking grin and bear it. It's 30 seconds.
And you sing along. I always do.
Right, and that's the thing is like the people that are singing you happy birthday at the restaurant don't want to be singing it either. It's just customary. Grin and bear it with everybody. It'll be fucking over soon. It's 30 seconds of
The
the whole
person who
life.
hates it the most is the person who's being sung to, by the way.
Exactly.
So it's like, just, you're fine.
Just participate.
Be happy it's not your
Social
birthday.
participation points.
You'll be okay.
Gavin Rossdale demanded banning angel hair pasta, calling it mushy and flavorless.
You're cooking it wrong. you're cooking it a little too long. You know, it's just that's
Yeah, it's
your
already
problem.
to the point of mushy, but it's really hard to not get angel hair pasta mushy. You'd have to to get it al dente, probably 1 minute in a boil.
Yeah.
Max, right? Yeah. Also, is Gavin Rossdale out of prison, celebrity prison? Or are we still we still hate him for having sex with a nanny?
Was he in the Kia asylum? Was he irrelevant for a while, or was it people were mad at him because he did something?
Yeah, they were mad at him because he had he cheated on Gwen with a nanny.
Ben Affleck and Jude Law also. There's a whole
Arnold
list of them.
Schwarzenegger did it.
Arnold Schwarzenegger had a kid.
Had a kid,
Right.
And who he loves more than I think his actual kids. He's always flaunting
because
him.
that is the one kid that looks like him.
It's the one
Is-
kid that
is it Patrick from White Lotus? Is
No,
he the,
that's his regular kid.
that's his regular
That's
kid.
not his affair
Who's
kid.
who's the affair kid?
He looks
Is
like a bodybuilder.
And he's not a celebrity. This.
No.
Okay. Okay. Right.
Looks just like him.
Created in his father's image. That's dark. That's dark. When a son looks too much like a father, it's like what happened in the home.
Do you think? Tell me more.
Well, maybe this is just my dad was out the house type of mindset where I'm like, yeah, if your dad loves you too much, you're gay. So it's just me being defensive. That was fully me being defensive. That was me projecting onto a father's love for a child. That was damage. That was trauma.
You're not off base because look at it. It's like his own children that were raised in his house with him are not like him at all. But then the one child that is off in the shadows is
You're chasing daddy's love.
Exactly.
Carving yourself out in daddy's image so that he can see you.
So
I mean, listen, my dad always wanted to be a stand-up comic. That's my job now. And guess what? Has he ever asked me more questions about myself in my life than since I started getting success with stand-up? Nope. So look at that now. Every time I fucking talk to my dad, it's like a Deadline.com interview. I swear to God. It's like he is curious for damn once. And that's a beautiful thing. We found our way back to each other. It just, I had to sort of do the thing that he always dreamed of in order to get that, but many such cases.
Sometimes
Arnold
it's
and
like
his son.
that with ex-boyfriends too.
Yeah.
Or current boyfriends.
Tell me. Give me an example.
I can't think of any, but it just feels right to me that you do the thing that you knew your ex always wanted.
Oh,
to
right.
Right. And it also makes you feel like you're always a part of them or that they can't ignore you.
Mm-hmm.
They can't erase you in the past because it's like, oh, you're going to see me in the magazines that you read. You're going to see me, in the clubs that you frequent, stuff like that.
Do you have siblings? I picked up on that in a nice way.
Yeah, I have no siblings. And it's a beautiful life. I'm glad for it.
Yeah.
I think I would be a terrible sister. I mean, the way that people on the internet are nobody talks about the runoff trauma of like having like a special needs sibling as like the other sibling. It's like that's how my siblings would be on TikTok if I had siblings. So my siblings would be on TikTok. Like nobody talks about how actually hard it is to have Ivy Wolk as your fucking sister. Everything was about her. All the attention went to her. Yeah, I think it would have been damaging. America's gotten soft ever since we stopped drinking whole milk. I mean, I think
It's such a lame nothing take to me.
Yeah.
It's like nothing there. It's like everyone's soft now. It's like that's so you're not saying anything to me.
Yeah, I just think like there's, you know, correlation does not equal causation. It's like, yeah, we stopped drinking whole milk and then also other cultural forces.
It's just
at
like
play.
sexist bullshit of like some guys probably like, why do we need almond milk? It's like, so what? We like it. We like different milks. Like,
Let's live. He's mad that the world has broadened. He's like, oh, women having opinions? It's like, yeah. New fucking turning over the new leaf, motherfucker.
The cows need a break.
The cows need a break. Milk a coconut. If I have to go up to order, I'm not tipping. Kill yourself. I mean, I used to, like, when I was in high school, I worked at the food court in the Grove at the farmer's market. We only took cash tips. We didn't have, like, any of the iPad turnaround shit because my boss insisted on us having a cash register from the 1950s, which you couldn't see behind the counter, by the way. So it wasn't for the customers. It was just for us to be confused and have to count out coins in the palms of our fucking hands. It was horrible. But so there was no option for tipping. And so there was like a little can, like a empty can on the counter where people could put like cash tips. We would all pool our tips as well. Like at the end of like a working week, like you would go home with like, you know, $2.03 in tips. Absolutely fucking horrible. And at sometimes like our boss, because she thought like that tipping was like tacky, so she would hide the tip jar so that customers couldn't find it. So we tried to like make the tip jar more obvious and like put a sign on it that was like tips, like a bright neon green sign that was like tips, and we put it like right in the center where the customers come to, like where we ring up the food and everything. And she was like, this is an eyesore, that's ugly. Hid it behind other shit. Was like, if they want a tip, they can find it, they can look for it. And so the iPad is like, even though like, yeah, sometimes it's like you're buying a $7 coffee and it's like expecting you to like tip, I don't know, $1.50 or something. It's like, I always do it because it's like, I know what it's like to like have tips be concealed, and that fucking sucks. Going home with like, you know, $2 and like 3 coins in a fucking paper clip, like, and just like that's your wares for the evening. It's like, that fucking sucks. So I'm always gonna tip.
I mean, especially if I am paying a $7, $8 coffee. It's like, if I'm already there doing that, I have the money for that, I can I can put in the extra dollar.
If I'm already like out not making something at home and buying something extravagant, it's like at least the person that makes it for me or facilitates the making of it can get a little bit.
Right.
I think this is also culturally like not up with the times, because I do, and maybe just because I was younger, but I feel like, you know, when I used to like go order at the counter at Panera, like it wasn't a thought to tip, but it's just things have changed so much now. And like that's just kind of how the culture now is, you take over to go order.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like there's a type of guy, maybe you guys, I'm wrong, but who is always like, who always.
Yeah, and that gets the pussy real dry.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, nothing. If you're complaining to me about $1, $2 extra, like
Disgusting.
you're never coming
that.
inside me.
I absolutely
like, ever.
hate that. Guys in New York want to date a candid girlfriend, not a cool girl. She got a lot of flack for this video. People were calling her like, you know, the internalized misogyny allegations were, you know, spewing her way. I think like this is really true. Like men in New York definitely have like an idea of the kind of woman that is dateable. I mean, most male comics that I know date girls that are like quiet and in grad school, you know, and it's like, that's a beautiful type of woman, you know, love a queen like that. It's always guys that like don't actually have much to show for themselves, or like don't themselves bring much to the table besides like being baseline funny and charismatic, like want a very specific type of sort of subservient woman. Like it's always a woman who, it's not like they're like on some trad wife shit, but it's always like guys want like a woman who like is quiet, I think, sort of naturally, at least kind of a lot of the men in New York that I'm around. Yeah, so I did agree with Steph on this one, because I think Steph and I have like similarly struggled in dating in New York as women who are sort of like as severe in our rhetoric as we are sort of in our Slavic American features. And so, you know, our faces sort of pull to a center. We've both got the strong chin, the strong nose, the strong brow, and also like the sharp tongue. And so I understood what she was saying with this, but I think a lot of people didn't get it. So, Steph, I concur.
I think it's like a certain type of guy, you know, it's like the boring, insecure guy that's probably...
He thinks it means something in an optics kind of way.
Yeah.
Yes, it's optics.
Yeah.
It's curatorial. It's like you don't want to date somebody that will better you or be interesting for you. Maybe it's just sort of like what you can present to other people. I mean, I think a lot of the reason why men do a lot of things is for other men.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Men are extremely
And
homosocial that way. They do things to titillate and
Each
keep
other.
the interest of other men.
I think so too. In fact, we talk a lot about this on this show, where it's like if it wasn't for a boner and a pussy or any kind of like, you know, sexual needs, I do think that they would rather be with each other all day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, like, yeah, guys, when I was in college, like, guys that I knew basically, like, said as much as they were like, I kind of only fuck so that I can have stories to bring back to my boys. Like, hunter-gatherer ass shit.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of just want to posture and prove to other men that you're doing something with yourself. And it's like that kind of mimetic desire of like the wanting to want and seeing somebody else want something and then getting it.
Yeah.
And so it's like men are just very...
I can relate
Yeah.
to this in a way where it's like I mostly dress for other women.
Yeah.
I couldn't give a shit what a guy thinks of what I'm wearing, like at all.
Yeah.
In fact, when he says I look good, I'm probably doing something wrong.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's like I have these like I bought these like stupid fucking shorts on Depop recently that are like very a pair of shorts that like would only be paired with a little fedora and like a vest in like a High School Musical, like on a High School Musical extra, where they're like plaid with like a maternity waistband, cargo shorts with fake cargo short pockets, so the pockets don't lead anywhere.
Sacrilegious.
Yes, like ugly fucking shorts. Ugly fucking High School Musical character ass shorts. But I love them and I love the way they look. And like fucking the guy that I'm dating was like, those shorts are hideous. Stavros Hakias was like, those shorts are fucking hideous. And it's like, okay, well, y'all dress like fucking shit. So, but then a really hot girl, I was like at a birthday party wearing those shorts, and an extremely hot, cool girl with an amazing haircut was like, I love those. Where did you get them? And I was like, I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
If men don't understand it, you're doing something right.
It does
I
make
agree.
me feel bad though, because I feel like Dave hates how I dress, and I don't care.
You
but
dress so cute.
Thank you, but he just longs for a moment where I might ever one day wear a dress.
A sundress? Oh my god, I hear
You're
this
wearing,
all
like,
the time.
hot jeans that are so low.
Thank you. I know we see eye to eye.
You wear great jeans that are always so low where I'm like, her balls are gonna pop out. Like, your jeans are always so low but they fit and they're just hanging on. And I'm like, that's your showing.
Wait.
You're giving us midriff.
Thank you. We really were raised in the same asylum.
A red flag for me is if a guy is into lingerie.
Well, that's kind of gay.
Thank you.
'Cause
Okay,
it's a signifier of like what sex is and what sex with a woman is.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's not actually what it is. What it actually is like my pubes have like a clump of discharge in them. Like that's what sex with a woman is.
Exactly. No, I agree.
And don't wince.
Oh, I've had the clumps.
The clumps
are
when
there.
When lube like kind of congeals
yeah.
to the bush. It's like that's what sex with a woman is.
And if he pulls his dick out and there aren't clumps on his dick,
right?
Wait, did we even have sex?
Exactly. It's like we're sharing microbiome right now.
Yeah.
There's yeast being transferred back and forth. We're volleying yeast. It's like that's what it is. It's not a fucking Love Shack fancy like, I don't know, pink lace bra with a matching panty and garter. Like that has nothing to do with my life. That's Playboy magazine from the 70s.
Red flag. I'm telling you, if a guy's like, I'm really into lingerie, not sometimes. I mean, he like brings it up repeatedly.
I've
He
never
probably
had
wants
that.
to wear it.
Right, no, exactly. Exactly. It's like, why don't you put it on?
This is itchy. You try.
Yeah, you try it. Wouldn't you feel so gorgeous?
Wait, lingerie. I see a lot of sides here, because to me, I also see when a guy doesn't care at all about lingerie, that's a little insulting.
Well, if you
if
like
you
it,
come with it, if you
Yeah.
offer it, but if a man is invoking it, like I would really like you to wear this, it's
Yeah.
like then put it on.
exactly, because if you already like it and it's already a part of your, rotation, that's one thing. And he's like, oh wow, I really like that.
Yeah, because there's nothing, I'm sorry, there is nothing worse and more just like degrading to your self-image when you like try and put on like a sexy thing and a guy literally doesn't notice.
Yeah.
That's like, think about that angle for a second.
I do, and I have, and I kind of like it.
When he doesn't.
I love when I try and like in terms of just like underwear, say for instance, because I've gone really extreme. Jules, you can speak to this. The panties that I'm rocking these days are not even considered panties. I don't know what they are, but
We
they
all
hang.
know.
They're baggy.
I do the hang. I
Yeah.
do like little boys like boxer briefs that like pool around the ass because they're like supposed to fit like a pull up underneath.
Right.
Like that's what I'm wearing.
Disgusting.
I'm wearing diapers.
Diapers.
Yeah.
To bed every night.
Yeah.
I Winnie the Pooh around the house just with a really ugly T-shirt with hanging diaper
Yeah,
butt.
good for you. You're just fighting, like you're just, I have a take and it's against you.
Okay.
I think you are having a defense mechanism against like trying and being, and I know not all the time, but I'm just saying there could be embedded in you where you're like, I'm not going to try and I'm not going to be a little sexy because like I've been with a guy where I do try and they don't care. So
No.
why bother?
Okay. So to that I say, I've done the variety of diapers. I've worn diapers to very pretty things. And the reason that I find it a green flag in my partner, like he literally, because I don't think very highly of men, he doesn't notice. He doesn't notice when I'm wearing a diaper or something very sexy, and it just takes the pressure off in terms of like, and even when I try, he wants to fuck me. Even when I don't, he wants to fuck me.
But I'm not arguing against that. I think that's great too. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But I just feel like if you do try, like maybe a little acknowledgement would be nice and not to just have
In what way?
Like if you got like a push-up bra or like whatever the fuck.
Why the push-up? Tell me.
Because you know that that's like the one thing that really like makes the difference is like all the cleavage, you know?
Yeah.
Like just something that was really sexy. Like you want to be noticed. You don't want it to be like it's nothing.
The problem though is my idea of sexy is so unbelievably skewed. Like I've realized this like only in like the past year of my life have I actually like put any sort of concerted effort into trying to present as like sexy or even like baseline feminine. Like I used to dress like Turtle from Entourage like every single day, and I'm kind of doing that with the shorts, but the top is tight and that's the gesture that I'm offering you. But usually it is like shorts down to my calves. Like my outfits all last year, it was like a flat brim hat backwards, a chain, a 3XL men's shirt, and then like shorts that went down to my ankles. And like I was like, why is nobody trying to fuck me? And like that's how I dress. My idea of like sexing up an outfit is like ripping a hole in a pair of fishnets and like putting them on with like shoes that are like ripped and disgusting, and a dress that is like the worst color of all time that has like too many buckles, and it's like and then eyeliner that like goes all the way to like my temples. That's like when I am like I'm stepping out tonight, that's what the fuck I'm wearing. And it like still doesn't really work, but to me it's like I'm figuring it out, and so
And you're feeling it.
I'm feeling it. What's frustrating, it's not really to me, what's frustrating is like when a man doesn't notice anything, but what's frustrating is when a man can't see you trying. Because like when I dress like that and then I show up on a date and a guy's like, what are you wearing? I'm like, you can't see that this is me like trying to be pretty for you. This is me trying to be sexy for you. Can't you just appreciate like the gesture, the sheer notion of it?
So when was the last time you wore a sundress? You two?
I just don't dress like that.
I know.
Do
I
we-
just don't.
That's just not a thing.
I don't. Honestly, dresses are not comfortable for me. Like every once in a while, I'll put one on and I feel really cute.
But there's
it's, like,
something
not
specific to
comfortable.
sundresses.
Yeah,
the flowy that
I
like
think it's like a trad wife type of
Yeah.
thing, where it's like, you know, they've got this sort of like ruched, loosed bust that shows the cleavage, where you could pop, you know, a tit over like the fucking bust to like feed your 1,000 children and then pop it back in and like go back to making the bread. Like I think really it's just like the men talking about like the whole sundress thing, it is really just like kind of trad wife conservative
Yeah.
Twitter brained, where it's like these are, again, like the lingerie, these are signifiers of what it means to like have a woman in your house and have had sex with a woman. Like it's not actually what any of it entails, but these are what men think these are like the symbols of. Similarly, it's like me sleeping in a guy's bed for 16 hours a day being like, but I'm doing the thing. It's like the sundress, the lingerie, these types of things are like men being like, but that's what the thing is. And it's like, no, that's just maybe a part of the thing. That's a costume of the entire thing.
Right.
I will never forget, like, we were in New York, me and Dave, and I went to this, like, lingerie store, and I got these, like, sheer lace, like, sleeves. Like, obviously, I know they're not, that's, like, not the lingerie, that's, like, not hot, but I thought they were so cool, and they were so cute. Like, I'd wear, like, a baggy t-shirt with, like, these, like, whatever, sleeves, and we went to dinner, we were at Foul Witch, and I remember, like, we were sitting there, and he's, like, 10 minutes into the dinner, he's like, so we're gonna talk about these sleeves.
And that's the thing, I get that a lot, is like when I show up wearing something absolutely fucking crazy and a guy's like, are we gonna address that, like, your eyeliner is like literally all, your hair is pinned back so your eyeliner can go even further up in your hairline, and like you're wearing a pair of like 7-inch like vinyl boots and like a dress with like, I don't know, Morrissey's face on it and like ripped fishnets, and like you look like a Rocky Horror Picture Show hooker, and like that's my idea of sexy. And I wish that men more so would be like, it's so amazing that you tried for me tonight, instead of being like, truly you look like I just picked you up under a bridge.
I do end up liking it, even, it's like I both feel a little embarrassed when he does that, and then I also like it because it is funny, and like we're obviously together, but if it was not that comfort of like, I would die. I would actually I would die inside, and I would want to leave.
Speaking of Morrissey to me is really interesting. And I went to one of his shows, and he insists at the Hollywood Bowl, the entire menu that you could order from was like strictly vegan.
Yeah.
But you know he's like outwardly like racist, and
What?
so he is sort of like the juxtapose of like, it can happen. You can really care about animals and go full vegan
and not care about people.
And not care about people at all.
He's like, I mean, I fucking like, I've got his handwriting tattooed on me. I've got a lyric of his tattooed on my leg. Like, I fucking love that man and his work so much. But yeah, he is like it's just like what happens when a gay guy is so lonely that it rots his brain. Like, that really is what it is. Like, I mean, I'm seeing him at Radio City Music Hall in New York on the 16th of September, and I'm like, you have to go into every concert of his knowing that it could get canceled on a dime. You get there, everybody loads in. 30 minutes before he's supposed to start playing, somebody comes out and is like, sorry. I've seen him twice now. Both were shows that he showed up to, but it's like, you know, I'm like reading like the Morrissey like Reddit page to see like, and like the show right before mine will be a show that he canceled or somewhere, and it's like, it's just like you. But it doesn't
matter. You're indoctrinated. If you've been indoctrinated by
experience. I mean, it's the same thing where it's like, I bought something on Courtney Love's Depop that was already they sold it to somebody already but didn't mark it as sold, and so Courtney Love stole $45 from me, and it's like, that's the experience, you know? Like, I would prefer honestly that or that's like the same as getting something that she owned once. It's like having her steal $45 plus shipping from me is like
on
cool.
brand.
Like, I got the experience.
That was also one of my lived through this.
I have Courtney and Amy Winehouse tattooed on my arm.
Oh God, I feel like Courtney is probably above all else because I was never big into Britney or any of the pop starlets, but Courtney Love was
the coolest.
The coolest.
The fucking coolest and the funniest, and like literally just had beef with absolutely fucking everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, to this day, still beefing with Madonna. Like, what's really funny, is so there was that that letter that came out a few months ago, that like open letter from the Broadway community against Patti LuPone after she like did that New Yorker profile where she like was beefing with like Keisha Lewis and Audra McDonald and all this shit. There was like this open letter that came out where it was like 4,000 people on Broadway like signed this open letter to like try to get Patti LuPone to like issue an apology to these women. And at the fucking bottom of the list, a woman who has never been on Broadway once in her life, Courtney Love, like signed the list. It's like, bitch, you're messy too. Like, and that's what's really funny to me is like Courtney is like so messy and such a hating ass bitch. Yeah. I think she just wanted to be a hater, and so she was willing to be a hypocrite for 1 second to just like sign this letter and pretend to be woke for a second and like be a fucking hater. And it's like, the thing is, it's crazy for her to like sign this open letter against Patti LuPone because they have a shared enemy in Madonna.
Right.
And it's like, the enemy of your enemy is also your friend, girl. Like, don't fucking be messy and sign this open letter. Like, you and Patti can talk about how you think like Madonna has no presence. Like, go hang out. You guys are basically the same, just in different industries. Like Courtney Love and Patti LuPone are like the same type of like nasty, like bitchy, funny, callous older lady, just in different industries. And it's like, it's so sad. Like I saw her name on that letter and I was like, I appreciate that you're like committed to being a hating ass bitch no matter what, but also it's like you guys could have a great podcast. They could have an excellent fucking podcast. I love Courtney
I love her so much.
She's so important. She's
She
so
really
special.
is. God.
They tried to say she killed her husband. And that's kind of like the apex of like allegations you can get as a woman when people hate you culturally is like she killed a man, you know, like that's because they can call you a whore, they can call you a bitch, they can call you crazy, whatever, all this shit. But it's like people will actually like take it to their fucking grave if you get an allegation of like killing a man.
That's like Aja Argento.
Yes, with Anthony Bourdain. Exactly.
She will never escape those allegations.
No, exactly. If you get accused of like, you know, being the reason that a man killed himself, like you're, you know, people will never.
I feel like
wash that stain
Ariana
from you.
maybe got out of that a little bit,
I
but it
think
still
so.
sticks to her once in a
It
while.
definitely does still stick to her, but Ariana Grande, she's kind of a rich text in a way. Like Ariana Grande is somebody who actually like has truly been through unimaginable horrors. I mean, literally a terrorist attack carried out in her name. What? How many bitches can say that?
Crazy.
How many bitches can be that famous? You know, it's like that didn't happen to Taylor, that didn't happen to Beyonce, that didn't happen to Britney. Ariana Grande had suicide bombers at her concert carrying out a terrorist attack in her name. Girl, you're famous. And it's tragic and it's so crazy. I mean, that truly is such a crazy thing to like kind of have on your rap sheet of your career.
Crazy.
A terrorist attack carried out in your fucking name. I mean, not that many people can say that. That's so insane. Like
That's
Ariana
insane.
Grande has truly been through
Full trauma.
Yeah. Ariana Grande is somebody to me where it's like she clearly has kind of a loose sense of identity. She clearly is somebody to me who kind of is like, with every guy that she dates, she sort of metamorphosizes and changes her
Ethnicities.
race, the pitch of her voice, the way she does her hair, all these things.
Do you think her and SpongeBob are gonna make it?
They broke up, no?
They broke up.
I don't know if that's official word.
Honestly,
do you know,
it's
Jules?
like, I think, here's the thing, it's like, with Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo and their like weird homoerotic competitive eating disorder friendship, it's like that's the kind of friendship that you get when you're like in a theater program in high school. These women did not sort of have like normal upbringings like that. They were like stars. And so, I mean, I don't know, I think Cynthia Erivo maybe became famous as an adult, but it's like she was always like supremely talented. It's like if you're like a mediocre talent in a high school theater program, you're gonna find another bitch and you guys are gonna like fight to see who can be the best anorexic, and also you're gonna make out when you guys get drunk. They are now doing that in their 30s. It's that type of thing where it's like they're just doing it later. Ariana Grande dating like the geeky theater boy when she's like the hot girl who's like the lead of the musical. It's like you're supposed to do that when you're 16. She's just doing it in her 30s. It's like celebrities work on an entirely different timeline than the rest of us, especially if they got famous when they were young. They just the milestones are just they happen in different order. So we must be patient with Ariana.
Okay, I know we have to wrap up, but one last question, because we're talking a lot about like pop stars being like living out, you know, what they didn't do in high school in their pop stardom. Would you say though that Lady Gaga is like a full-blown adult?
Yes, I would definitely like pharmaceutical company ads, like that's grown lady shit. Yeah, I think I would say Lady Gaga is a full-blown adult. I would say like some of the choices that she makes in her film career are a little questionable, where I'm like, you're trying to live out a childhood fantasy again, where it's like, girl, why would you do Joker 2? And why would you think this is a serious movie? You know what I mean? But in terms of the music and like the public image that she presents her music with, yeah, I think Gaga is like Madonna in that way, where it's like this pop shit is serious to her. This pop shit is like curated and smart, and she's always been an extremely distinct sort of like aggregator of like subculture and culture in general, and then sort of reflects it back out to us in a really interesting and edgy way. And so yeah, I think Gaga, especially now that she's like, you know, just posted up in her mansion with like her kind of like a little bit fat rich husband, and she's like I take, like in the commercials, like, I take my Nurtec because I have to perform, and sometimes when I have a migraine, I can't do that. And then she's making, like, you know, $1 billion hand over fist for these commercials. That's grown lady shit to me. So, you know, Taylor Swift is not going to be like Cymbalta, you know, like that's not going to happen. Ariana Grande is not going to be like Wegovy, you know. I mean, maybe actually Wegovy, maybe, but you know, Ariana Grande is not going to be like Sky Rizzy, you know. It's like that's not happening. But I do think Lady Gaga is a grown-ass bitch, yeah.
Okay.
And I respect her a lot.
Okay, and on that note, I think we've seen it all.
This
we've
has been my pop star summit. This is what I do. I like literally anytime somebody gives me a hot mic, I'm like, so we're gonna talk about how fucking, I don't know, we're gonna talk about how Chapel Roan is a fake lesbian, and yeah.
Wait, see, do you really think she's a fake lesbian?
I think she's what I like to call a reactive lesbian. My grandma is one of these women where my grandma was so wronged by men that she was like, I'm a dyke now. And I think Chapel Roan probably, if she like really listened to her heart, would be biologically bisexual. But I think like at a certain point, it's like being gay can be a choice because you can kind of just choose to do that if it's not your initial truth. And I think Chapel Roan realized that like maybe culturally and, you know, emotionally, it would be better for her to be a lesbian. Maybe that would add more peace to her life. Maybe it would like coalesce with her sort of aesthetic more. And so for all intents and purposes, yes, she is a lesbian, but I look at her sometimes and I'm like, I know that maybe you kind of do like to have angry sex with a man.
I get that. I mean, there was a time where I almost became a reactive lesbian, and I totally agree with that assessment.
It happens.
Yeah,
I saw it in my own grandmother. It happens to women. What's your perception of like Harry Styles' life and career?
Before, I was so disappointed because he would just date white women. But then now he's dated 2 black women, so I feel
He dated
like...
Taylor Russell and who else?
Olivia Dean right now.
Oh, Olivia Dean.
Yeah, so I feel like... But to me, he's just like my end game. Like, I want to be...
You were a One Direction girl. Yeah.
Do you think that if you had started liking One Direction a little bit older, because I feel like there's some type of indoctrination that happens with us when we're in the 3rd grade, right?
Yeah.
And that's when we first like stumble upon like our first crush, right? Like I would still fuck a fat Leo today.
Really?
And like with my whole chest and with my whole pussy, and I probably wouldn't enjoy it, but I would have to like.
You would have to scratch that itch. Yes, absolutely.
Do you think that if you were like, oh, I like One Direction, but you were 15, would you have had that same like voracious kind of
15? Maybe.
Because you don't like white guys.
I know, that's also the problem.
You're scared of white penis.
She's scared of white penis.
He's your one and only. He's your exception.
I think I would just do a blind, like, I just close my eyes when I'm sucking his dick, but I'd still do it. Like, he's just
got
my
curly hair.
dream.
You could pretend he's Latino if you squint enough.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Gosh, that was so great. Thank you so
Ivy,
much.
thank you for being here. Is there anything you want to plug?
If you live in Brooklyn, New York, my show Struggle Bus, which is a competition to see which comedian had the most traumatizing life, will be at Life World in Brooklyn on fucking September 14th. My Instagram is at WolkMindVirus2, WOLKMINDVIRUS 2. Follow me there for ticket information. And I'm always hopping around on tour, so you can find me there.
And I am on tour officially. And September 12th and 13th, I'm going to be in Madison, Wisconsin. And I'm coming to Portland, Seattle, Denver, a bunch of places. You can get tickets at prettylittlebabytour.com or the link below. And anything else, guys?
Can we plug this? Is this out?
Oh, yeah.
Ebb Ocean Club.
Ebb Ocean Club's my hair care line.
Available.
Lila has hair care.
Thanks, Ivy. Really good stuff. Go to ebboceanclub.com or at Ebb.
Use my power of incorrect predictions for good.
Just take it.
What the heck is just take it?
If you want it, and it's not nobody else's, and it's there.
Oh, just take it like
Yeah, I mean it both materially and more figuratively, right?
two-pronged.
Just take it as in, put it in your pocket. Who gonna check you? Number 2 is, you're standing on the ledge wondering, should I dive in? Meanwhile, it's other bitches coming up behind you, ready to jump. get the fuck out the way. You were too worried that, oh, I don't deserve this.
Let her cook.
I'm not talented enough, what have you.
Let her cook.
If the opportunity is there,
Just take it.
you're up at night going, should I not, whatever.
You're
Right behind me is Wasabi, an AI agent and bug trained to work with machine learning back in 2019 to
Every day. I don't give a fuck what a pussy boy.
Yo, you know this one.
Every day.
I literally.
Tempe, Arizona, my big homecoming show. I lived there for
Scholar, the one, if not the most, of controversial characters in
Gandalf's big naturals.
You're witnessing history in the Wubby community right now. This
and people who hate gays and trans.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the podcast. For today's guest, we have Rick Glassman. Welcome in. Now you can come in, see right there. And for the co-host, welcome in Mike. Welcome in.
Hey.
How you doing? Thanks for coming. Please, in case anybody doesn't know you, just introduce yourself. Tell them a little bit about yourself.
Can I have my water?
Oh, no, it's not allowed. No advertisements. Do you want me to bring you something to drink?
All right. I'm sorry this couldn't work out.
You need the water? It's that important?
That's why I brought it, yeah. Just put it where you found it, please.
I'll allow it if it's contingent, if the interview is contingent on that.
Yeah, good.
We can't give you something that we brought for you. We brought special water.
Oh, let me see it.
Oh, I don't have it now.
Okay, well, when you're ready.
Okay, whenever you're done with that, please just introduce yourself. Tell everybody a little bit about.
Hi, my name is Rick Glassman. I am a actor, dramatic actor, and I have a podcast called Take Your Shoes Off Podcast. Sometimes it's funny. Sometimes it's really serious, but it's fun. So when I was asked to do yours, I figured, kind of share each other's audiences a little bit, and I could introduce my podcast audience to you guys, and perhaps some of your podcast audience, you could check this podcast out. Check me out.
You're saying you want them to check you out, or I don't know. So you're saying who benefits from this, me or you?
It feels like a trade.
A trade?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I mean, I think you benefit from it more. Well, just because you're getting an episode out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you have advertisers, right? Who are some of your advertisers? Obviously not Mountain Valley Water, but who are some of your advertisers? Like, how much money do you think you'll make off this episode?
At least $200. It's possible. I've made upwards of that before, so I'm hoping for the best. But
Do you not have any advertisers yet?
no, I've had some before.
Yeah, DraftKings was one of them, right?
No, Prize Picks.
Oh, what's so great about Prize Picks?
Nothing.
They dropped you.
No, they're gonna buy more actually, but they didn't buy any on this one, so I'm only speaking badly about them.
Hey. Whoops. You don't talk about your advertisers that way. Anyway.
So for anybody who doesn't know you, you're a half black, half Jewish, quarter homeless, autistic, blind, disabled comedian. Which out of those is the most difficult to deal with?
Same again?
No, go ahead. Which one out of those is the most difficult to deal with?
I don't know. I don't look at any of those things as. I mean, I don't know. I don't really understand the question. Like.
So when you wake up one day, maybe which one is the hardest typically for you to go day to day?
I guess, you know, I can answer your question most honestly without choosing from your silly multiple choice. Right now, the obstacles that I've been feeling, and I'm grateful for that this is all it is, but I've been feeling a bit lonely.
No, but that wasn't part of it. It was mostly about.
What do you think half black, half white means?
I didn't say half white.
What's the other half?
Half Jewish. Yeah.
Did you just laugh or did you clear your throat?
No, I went. Yeah. Like, disgusting. No laughing, no clearing.
You discussed it at the half Jewish?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know, man. What's the next question, you know?
No, go ahead. You don't speak about Jewish people.
I speak about Jewish people.
But why don't you want to answer my question?
Your question wasn't about Jewish people.
I asked about you and your Jewishness.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, so what I say?
You said something about I'm half black, blind, deaf, autistic, homeless.
Quarter homeless.
Yeah, so like, I don't, what's the question?
I said which one of those out of the ones I named is the most difficult to deal with? If you're trying to say you have other ones that I didn't mention, that's fine, but that weren't part of the multiple
Yeah,
story.
nothing that you mentioned that I have experienced, I find to be anything other than just like, that's what it is, you know? Like, I've never not been half black.
Yeah, but
So,
no,
I don't know
that's fine,
how
but
difficult that is.
you can be self-aware about which one makes the most problems for you.
I don't know, I mean,
I used to be Jewish, and that one made it for me.
yeah?
So I stopped being Jewish.
What are you now?
Normal guy.
Yeah. Half black, I guess?
Oh, you picked the only one that wasn't true, huh?
What the fuck did you just say? My grandfather on my mother's side is half black, and my grandfather on my father's side is half black.
But oh, okay.
And one of my grandmas is full black.
So that becomes interesting then, because you said that it is how it is. But if you had to pick one that is the most difficult, you said that you would pick the one that's half black, but you're not even clearly black. So why is that one the most difficult?
Have you not seen me play basketball? Hey. We're recording something, huh? You see how I have my phone face down? No. Don't put it on the floor. Hey. Hey, man, I can leave, and you can edit out everything.
That's not cool, because then I need at least 40 minutes for an episode.
All right, what's the next question?
If you leave now, I'm cutting out the podcast and you said in the beginning.
That's fine.
You don't care? You're trying to be difficult, because you're not doing just, be a cool guy.
I'm not doing what? I'm sorry, you want to tell me what character to play? I'm coming in here, you're fucking with my water, you're touching my phone, you're asking me questions about...
You put it on the table. I just didn't want it there.
How much research did you do about me? For real?
A little bit.
A little bit? How much do you think I did about you? Are there any nice questions?
They're all nice questions.
Because when I drove here...
Do you want me to...
I got here 10 minutes early. You might not know that because I wasn't 10 minutes early. You know why? Because when this was booked, I got no phone number, just an email address.
Oh, yeah, email.
And I emailed when I got here 10 minutes before I was supposed to that there's no parking.
Okay.
I'm driving all over the place. I'm parking at a PetSmart. Then I come here and I have to go up this weird alleyway in a parking garage that I can't even get into. This whole time I find out, your producer tells me, oh, we have a parking pass if you want it. Do you want that?
Oh,
hey,
did
buddy,
you use it?
I could have used that 15 minutes ago.
So where'd you park?
PetSmart.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's better for you to park over there, because then we keep the parking space clear here in case anybody wants to use it. Do you want me, so you want me to ask nice questions? I don't understand.
Yeah, I want nice, flattering questions. I want you to gas me up. I want you to tell me you've seen things I've done.
Okay.
I want you to tell me you like those things, and I want you to tell me what you like about them.
Okay, fine. I'll read one. Do you think gay people become evil as they're born or before?
I think there are evil gay people. I don't think being gay makes you evil. It's kind of like...
No, it's the opposite. Being evil makes you gay. Which inherently makes all of them evil, or no? What do you think?
Well, if they're evil, that makes them gay, so they
You
were
think
evil
there's any
first.
of them that aren't evil?
Gay people that aren't evil? Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah,
Why's that?
because I'm gay.
No, that's not true. I know that not to be true.
How do you know that not to be true?
I guess it's possible that it's just not public information, but that would be disappointing.
I am not attracted to most men.
What's the implication from that? Just,
I'm only attracted to very, very good-looking men, so I don't know what bit you have done, but I don't think that you have any hot guy friends.
will you make any difficulty arguing about gay people and saying they're not evil?
I'll make it. This whole show should be called difficult. Anyway.
Should it be illegal to put sleeping medicine in a woman's drink to help them fall asleep faster?
If they are not consenting, yes, but if it's your wife and she is, you know...
No, they don't know. You never had a bar?
I don't drink.
I'm giving a hypothetical, not with you specifically. Should it be...
I say to my buddy pathetical when he walks in.
Oh, I get it. That's not... it's a okay pun, but go ahead. Go ahead with the question.
I don't have one.
I'm saying go ahead with the question. Let's finish your answer.
I said yes, it should be illegal if they're not consenting.
Why's that?
Because you're taking advantage of another person.
I never said anything about that.
That's what putting sleeping pills in somebody. You're...
I was not taking advantage of them. I said to help them fall asleep faster.
Because you're making them fall asleep.
Yeah, but the implication to help them fall asleep faster means they're already trying to go to sleep.
Well, the implication is null and void after I ask if they're consenting, and you said no.
So you don't think you should be able to do anything to anybody without consent?
If it involves their physical space...
You didn't touch them?
Yeah, you put something into their body.
But you didn't touch them?
That's in their body.
You had something that is going to affect their body, but you didn't physically yourself touch them.
Yep, and I never will. That's just not the way I roll. Is that how you roll?
Oh, no.
Why are you arguing for...
I never said that.
And what's funny about it if you're not really arguing
Oh,
about
that's not funny. People get it all the time. That's
Yeah.
not something to joke about.
What are you bringing it up for?
Well, I wanted to hear your opinion on it. That's not funny at all.
You share my opinion? It's yours to lose.
I would do it myself.
Yeah. If you have something set up that's going to get me wet, buddy, don't get me wet. Don't get me wet. I'm serious. No. Buddy, hey. Hey, you're in my space. I'm going to give one warning.
Give him a hug. Give him a hug. You better give him a hug.
Don't get me wet. I didn't come here for that. I didn't even get parked. You're not gonna get me wet. Leave me alone. You gonna leave me alone? You gonna leave me alone?
Give him a hug. Why won't you give him a hug? Okay.
All right, I'm out.
We need to... No, sit. We need to continue.
Get your buddy away.
You want him out of here?
I want him out of here.
What do you do?
Fuck, dude. That's fucking weird, man. That's a weird guy, man. What a weird show.
Now I need to fix the camera on you. You think that's a good way to treat people when they ask me for a hug?
Hey,
That's not cool at all.
you know, I didn't touch him. Isn't that your excuse for why you think it's okay to people?
I never said that was allowed. It's illegal. Did you know that?
Yeah.
So what I say?
You said you don't think it should be illegal.
That's not true.
Yeah?
You're putting words in my mouth.
Unless you edited it out. That's what you said.
I didn't. Oh, okay, and I edited out. Well, I could say that about anything. I edited out the part. I went on your podcast and you deleted it because you said that you actually, what'd you say? You said that you were actually doing it to people yourself. See, I could do the same trick.
Why wouldn't I just edit out that part instead of not posting the whole episode?
But I kept confronting you about it, and that was the whole episode.
Oh, I don't remember.
No, of course not.
How long into the episode did that happen?
1 minute.
So I have a minute without it?
I guess technically, it was you introducing me. I wasn't on camera. You said, oh, this and that, welcome back,
You know, if you really watch my podcast, you would know that the guest always walks in before the podcast starts.
That's not how this episode was. I watched your podcast. I did my research.
I've seen every one of your podcasts. I've also seen your clips from before. I've been following you for a very long time. I'm a really big fan.
But what was your favorite one? Favorite podcast?
You know, I'm a sucker for Mark Norman, man.
Mark Norman? But that guy is right up your alley. That guy's another comedian like you, so you could have seen that. Did you see the one with what was the guy? Homeless guy?
Donnell Rawlings?
That's racist. Why? Because he's black?
Is he?
I think clearly.
Yeah, I hope you edit that out then.
Oh no, I don't edit stuff. That's in every episode. Hey guys, sorry for the interruption. Have to let you know that today's episode is sponsored by Sheet. To tell you a little bit about Sheet, Sheet is an underwear company that originally started in India. The owner of Sheet was originally born as at the absolute lowest level of the caste, but after taking advantage of fellow low-level Indians and other brown people, he was able to use materials like modal and bamboo. Sheet is also well known for the dual pouch, which helps make people who wear the underwear extremely comfortable. My friend Mike and his father Mike originally started wearing the underwear a couple of years ago. They said it was extremely comfortable, and that after wearing it, their legs started to turn green. Thank you so much to Sheet for sponsoring today's episode. If you want to get some yourself, please go to sheet.com. That's SHEATH.com. Use code McCon for 20% off.
Oh, I was about to be loose up. I was about to be loose. It was about to go really well. Fuck. My whole demeanor was going to change.
Put that away now. You took it from me. Did you try hitting the camera or on top of it? Did you try to do it over it? That's not true. To be honest, I did some research. I thought you were going to be a little more autistic. Why do you think the retarded people are so socially awkward?
I think that by, like statistically, you have people that are typical and then you have people that are atypical. Typical meaning more so. So when you have more people one way and then less people another, that minority of people that the way they think that way, they're going to seem socially awkward compared to the majority. But if the roles were reversed, have you seen Planet of the Apes?
I already had enough black jokes for the episode.
You can leave that in?
Oh yeah, I don't edit stuff out. But
I've seen so many. So, are you still interested in my answer? Because I was going to give an analogy.
Go ahead.
So, in Planet of the apes are, there's less of them that are able to talk, and they don't really like fit in with the typical humans, right? But eventually, more of them start to talk, and the humans lose their voice. Who's socially awkward? It's all comparison. Awkward to what?
Okay, so you understand what I'm saying to social standards. Are you just denying that?
But the standards of typical people. Because if you take a room, if you took a room full of atypical people.
I guess if you took a room full of autistic people, then they wouldn't be socially awkward because they'd all act like that. But they don't live in a world full of other people with that same.
Not
disease.
yet. Well, not a disease.
If you want them to all have the thing you have.
I want everybody to be incorporated around it. Diversity.
I didn't mean to offend you or nothing. You're getting like really prideful about this. I didn't mean to like.
I think this is great. I think a conversation like this is important. This is what I'm talking about. I think more people need to be introduced to diversity, whether it's black people or gay people. Those are the big two. But there's also Asian people, and there's Jewish people. There's neurodiversity. There's people that are more typically diverse. There's just all these people, and
what do you think we should do with those people?
I think we should not section them off like like in high school, and you have the popular kids, and you have the jocks,
I agree.
and then you have the bookworms.
Listen, when I went to high school,
and you have the guys that play D&D, and then the subdivisions of the nerds. You have the Magic the Gathering players, the D&D players.
you already
have
mentioned those guys.
Those are different. Believe it or not, those are different people. Kind of like how like stand-ups and improv comics.
No,
you know,
you already
everyone thinks it's the same world, but really they don't really mingle the same.
How to turn off my ringer, sorry. No, what I was saying is that if you took, well, I'll give you an example. When I was in high school, I wasn't like particularly...
Are you not in high school anymore?
No.
How old are you?
17.
You graduated already?
No.
Homeschooled?
Online, yeah.
Yeah? What's the website?
I don't know the name of it.
You don't know the name of the high school website?
If I did, I wouldn't say it online.
Oh.
On a podcast. You trying to dox me? You trying to trick me into doing it to myself?
What would be the problem with you saying where you went to high school?
Well, I still do it online.
But what's the problem? Like what if that gets out, what's the big
I don't
secret?
know. You never know. You're trying to trick me into doing it, and then I might have to edit it out, and then you win.
Well, you already say you bleep stuff. You could bleep it. What's the name of your high school you go to?
Oh, I actually don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay. When do you graduate?
This year.
Yeah? You gonna go to class tomorrow? Or Monday?
No, I don't do Zoom classes or nothing.
So what do you do? What's the schooling like?
Nothing. I have someone do the assignments for me.
How do you even get the assignments?
Application.
From where?
A website.
What's that website?
It's not, the website isn't the actual school though, it's completely separate.
And then with that, you are getting your GED?
No, I'm not in college. You try to trick me to see if